Among the temples and bright lights lie ancient chilling legends that have been passed down through generations. We'll uncover the country's darkest secrets in this list of Japan's top 15 most haunted places. Aokigahara Forest. Can you picture yourself at the foot of the magnificent Mount Fuji in Japan? The presence of nature is so grand and timeless, but as you take a step towards the dense, dark forest ahead, something changes. The air grows heavier, the silence deeper. This is Aokigahara, also known as the Sea of Trees, a place where nature and mystery blend in one of the eeriest landscapes on our planet. The Aokigahara Forest, spanning 30 square kilometers, is no ordinary forest. Its haunting beauty has made it one of Japan's most mysterious places. For centuries, Aokigahara has been shrouded in folklore, deeply ingrained in Japan's spiritual fabric. Local stories speak of restless spirits, or yuri, who wander the moss-covered woods, seeking peace or something else entirely. But what truly sets Aokigahara apart is not only the tales of these spirits, it's the stark isolation of the forest itself. Walking through the dense forest, you'll notice how the trees form a natural shield against the sunlight, making you feel like you're in your own little world. The volcanic soil is great at soaking up sound, so it's really quiet here. Even the wind has a hard time making its way through the branches, which can give you goosebumps. In the past, Aokigahara was seen as a sacred place due to its connection to Mount Fuji. It was believed to be where the divine and natural worlds intertwined. However, as time passed, the forest gained a darker reputation, fueled by unsettling stories and local myths. Legend has it that those who entered Aokigahara may never find their way back out, as they could encounter malevolent spirits known as yurei. One eerie story tells of travelers hiking through the forest, only to be haunted by whispers that seem to call out their names on the wind. The further they walked, the more lost and confused they became, eventually realizing they had strayed far from their original path. Other people also have shared stories of seeing mysterious figures at the corner of their eye, only for them to disappear when they looked. Guests have mentioned feeling invisible hands graze their shoulders or hearing spooky laughter echoing from all directions. But the most spine-chilling account revolves around the woman in white. Legend has it that she roams the trails, her long hair swaying in the breeze, her white kimono bearing the marks of time. Encounter her gaze and you may feel a sudden wave of despair engulf you. Yet when you search for her once more, she's nowhere to be found. As you listen and watch these tales, do you feel the suspense building? Can you picture strolling through those serene paths with the weight of silence bearing down on you? Would you be brave enough to explore the depths of Aokigahara after nightfall? Share your thoughts in the comments below and let me know what you think of these eerie stories. Kotaki Tunnel. Did you know? The Kotaki Tunnel, which was built in the 1920s, is not your average passageway. Despite its short length of only 444 meters, this tunnel has gained quite a spooky reputation. Legend has it that the tunnel was built under tragic circumstances, with many workers losing their lives during its construction. Some say their spirits still linger within the tunnel, adding to its eerie atmosphere. But that's not all. The number 444 or 444 is seen as unlucky in Japan because of its similarity to the word for death. So, it's no surprise that the Kotaki Tunnel has become known as one of the most haunted places in the country. Legend has it that the tunnel is haunted by ghostly apparitions of those who perished during its construction. Travelers have reported seeing shadowy figures lurking at the entrance or walking along the road only to vanish into thin air. Some even claim to have witnessed a mysterious woman in white standing silently at the end of the tunnel, her face hidden by dark hair as if waiting for something or someone. If you dare to drive through the tunnel, be prepared for a chilling experience. Many drivers have shared eerie encounters where their car engines suddenly stall upon entering the tunnel, and no matter how hard they try, the vehicle won't start until they exit the passageway. Some have even mentioned seeing a figure in their rearview mirror at night, only to find nothing there when they look back. Can you imagine the shock of seeing the figure even closer the second time you check the mirror? And speaking of a mirror, rumor has it that if you gaze into a mirror while inside the tunnel, you might see more than just your own reflection. Some say that spotting a ghostly figure in the mirror could be a warning of some kind. Would you be brave enough to take a peek and see if you're really all by yourself? There's also a curious legend about time acting strangely in the Kotaki Tunnel. It's said that the tunnel's length can seem to change, depending on the time of day and the person passing through. What should be a quick journey could feel like forever, with the exit appearing to be miles away. Before entering the tunnel, locals recommend taking precautions like carrying a protective charm, such as an omamori, to shield yourself from any wandering spirits. Some people recommend never looking back once you've entered the tunnel, as they think it might attract unwanted company to follow you home. Labyrinth of Fear. Labyrinth of Fear at Fuji-Q Highland is not your typical haunted house. This attraction, which opened in 1999, is set in an abandoned hospital with a chilling history of twisted experiments and unspeakable tragedies. The hospital theme taps into real-life fears of unethical doctors, ghostly patients, and never-ending dark hallways. When you enter the Labyrinth of Fear, you'll be greeted with a spooky medical facility that sets the stage for the terror that awaits. This attraction is spread across multiple floors and stretches a whopping 900 meters, taking about an hour to navigate. Did you know that the Labyrinth of Fear, despite being a spooky haunted attraction, is rumored to have some real ghostly residents? Legend has it that the hospital it's modeled after has its own share of actual supernatural occurrences. Some visitors claim to have witnessed mysterious figures moving about in the darkness where no actors are stationed. And eerie whispers have been heard when no one else is around. There's even a spooky story about a woman in a hospital gown who roams the hallways, her ghostly face appearing just as you're turning a corner. Some have even reported hearing the sound of medical equipment rattling in supposedly empty rooms. Could it be that the spirits of patients who suffered in this imagined hospital are still lingering? This spooky maze is not for the easily scared, as you'll encounter dark, cramped corridors and eerie rooms filled with creepy medical equipment. Every corner of the maze is designed to test your courage. Oiwa Shrine. Have you heard about the Oiwa Shrine in Kyoto? You might not know much about it since it doesn't get as much attention as some of the other famous landmarks in the city, but it definitely has a terrifying reputation. The shrine is dedicated to Oiwa, a woman with a tragic and eerie backstory. Legend has it that she was betrayed and met a terrible end, leading to her spirit seeking revenge from beyond the grave. The story of Oiwa is actually part of a popular Japanese ghost tale called Yotsuya Kaidan. It's a chilling saga of betrayal, poison, disfigurement, and supernatural vengeance. Oiwa's spirit doesn't rest peacefully after her unjust death, as she returns to haunt those who wronged her, determined to exact revenge. This spooky tale of Oiwa's wrath has been retold in plays, films, and kabuki performances over the years, showing just how powerful and enduring her story is. The Oiwa Shrine is said to have been built close to where Oiwa's tragic story began. People don't just come to pay their respects here, they also come to feel the eerie vibe that surrounds the shrine. Many believe that Oiwa's vengeful spirit still lingers in the area, and her presence is felt by those who are brave enough to visit. The shrine is nestled among dense woods, giving off an isolated vibe that makes you wonder if there's something or someone watching you from the shadows. Both locals and visitors have shared spooky encounters near the shrine, sudden chills in the air, mysterious whispers carried by the wind, and the strong sensation of being observed. Some have even claimed to see ghostly figures around the shrine, only for them to vanish as quickly as they appeared. One of the most eerie things about Oiwa Shrine is the belief in the Oiwa curse. It's said that actors and filmmakers working on adaptations of Oiwa's story have faced strange accidents and misfortunes attributed to Oiwa's restless spirit. That's why performers make it a tradition to visit Oiwa Shrine and pay their respects to her before starting a new project. They pray for forgiveness and hope to avoid any wrath. But it's not just actors who seek Oiwa's favor. Visitors to the shrine also leave offerings like coins, flowers, and notes in hopes of appeasing her spirit and avoiding any bad luck. The idea is that even though Oiwa's spirit may seek revenge, it can be calmed with respect. Although the shrine is small, the vibe around it can be quite eerie. Picture this, a little shrine nestled among tall trees on a deserted mountainside. It feels like you've stepped into a different world where time is frozen. Visitors who make the climb up Mount Oiwa often report feeling a heavy burden, as if the shrine's sorrowful past is weighing on them. Himeji Castle, the majestic fortress of Himeji located on a hill in Himeji City, is a stunning example of Japan's feudal era. This castle, built in the early 1600s, has endured wars, natural disasters, and even bombings during World War II, yet still stands with its original design intact. Its expansive grounds, strong walls, and maze-like passageways were crafted to repel invaders, but now they safeguard the enigmatic tales of the past. Though the castle's gleaming white exterior catches the eye, inside its walls echo stories of betrayal, sorrow, and retribution passed down over generations. As one of Japan's most famous haunted sites, Himi Castle is rife with ghostly legends, including the eerie saga of a tragic soul known as Okiku. The legend of Okiku has been passed down for generations, with some claiming her restless spirit still wanders the castle today. As the tale goes, Okiku was a servant in the castle who worked for a powerful samurai. One day, she overheard a plot to betray her lord, and out of loyalty, she exposed the treason. Unfortunately, one of the conspirators, a samurai named Aoyama, falsely accused Okiku of stealing a valuable family treasure, a plate among 10 precious ones. Despite her innocence, Okiku was subjected to torture and thrown down a well on the castle grounds, where she met a tragic end. Legend has it that Okiku's spirit remains restless. Even today, some say that on quiet nights you can hear her counting the plates in the Bancho Sarayashiki, or the dish mansion at Bancho. The story goes that she wails in sorrow when she reaches the 10th plate, which was never found. This famous ghost story from Japan has been retold in plays, films, and kabuki performances. Visitors to Himi Castle may feel a chill near the Okiku well, where her spirit is believed to linger. Despite looking like an ordinary well, many feel an overwhelming sense of sadness when near it, as if Okiku's spirit is still searching for peace. Some have even claimed to hear faint whispers of mourning or catch a glimpse of a ghostly figure dressed in white wandering the castle grounds at night. Furthermore, there is another creepy tale linked to Himi Castle, the infamous cursed room hidden within its walls. According to legend, a sorcerer once used this room to summon dark forces in a bid to protect the castle from invaders. However, the power unleashed proved too strong, resulting in the unfortunate deaths of several individuals. Presently, locals believe the room to be cursed, with some reporting eerie encounters such as sudden cold breezes, unexplained noises, and overwhelming feelings of fear when in close proximity to it. Enoen Pass Tunnel. The Enoen Pass Tunnel, constructed in the 1940s to cut through the rugged mountains of Fukuoka, holds a dark and mysterious past. Built with the blood, sweat, and tears of workers in harsh and dangerous conditions, the tunnel has seen its fair share of accidents and even deaths during its construction. Legend has it that the spirits of those who perished still linger within the tunnel, adding an eerie element to its history. But it's not just the past tragedies that have given this place a spooky reputation. Visitors over the years have reported strange occurrences, from unexplainable noises to ghostly sightings. One of the most well-known ghost stories connected to the Enoen Pass Tunnel is about a lady in white, a common theme in Japanese ghost tales. Many drivers have shared seeing her sudden appearance at the tunnel entrance, only for her to vanish when they draw near. Some even mentioned witnessing her walk straight into the tunnel, almost as if she's tempting you to follow, challenging anyone to enter the darkness ahead. Others believe that if you venture into the tunnel at night, you might hear spooky footsteps trailing behind you or feel a chilly breeze brushing against your skin, even on a warm night. Some claim to hear faint whispers or a mournful moan echoing through the passage, as if the tunnel itself holds restless spirits. And then there are those who have had an even more chilling encounter. According to local tales, if you park your car inside the tunnel and turn off your lights, mysterious handprints may materialize on the windows, handprints that weren't there before. During the day, the Enoen Pass Tunnel may seem like just a regular old tunnel surrounded by trees, but at night, things get spooky. The quiet road turns eerily silent, with only your footsteps breaking the stillness. The darkness feels heavier, almost suffocating, like the tunnel is keeping an eye on you. Himo Mansion. Let's explore the eerie Himo Mansion in Japan, a famous haunted spot with creepy stories that will give you goosebumps. Even though the exact location of the mansion is a bit of a mystery, many believe it's tied to the outskirts of Tokyo, where ancient traditions and spooky rituals once took place. The haunting of Himo Mansion is rooted in its connection to the ancient strangling rituals. Legend has it that the Himuro family was tasked with keeping evil spirits at bay. To achieve this, they performed a chilling ritual every 50 years. A young woman known as the Rope Shrine Maiden was raised in seclusion, cut off from the outside world to keep her pure. When the time came, the ritual involved tethering her to oxen with ropes attached to her limbs and then brutally tearing her apart. The ropes were then soaked in her blood and used to seal the mansion, trapping the malevolent spirits inside. However, according to the story, one year the Rope Shrine Maiden fell in love with someone from the outside world, which supposedly tainted her purity. Even though the family found out about this, they still went ahead with the ritual, but it didn't work, and the spirits were not contained. People who are brave enough to venture into Himo Mansion may find themselves experiencing some truly hair-raising phenomena that defy any logical explanation. Rumor has it that the spirits of the family members who met a tragic end still roam the halls, their souls trapped in a perpetual state of torment. There are also whispers of shadowy figures drifting through the rooms, unexplained cold spots, and the eerie sound of rope dragging along the floor as if echoing the horrors of the strangling ritual. One particularly spine-chilling story revolves around a mysterious blood-stained handprint that has been reported to suddenly appear on the walls of the mansion. Some visitors have claimed to have witnessed the handprint materialize right before their eyes, only to vanish just as quickly, leaving them in a state of shock. Orin Bchi. Have you heard of Orin Bchi? It's a stunningly high cliff overlooking the Hayakawa River, a truly beautiful spot that may seem innocent at first glance. But don't be fooled by its picturesque appearance. There's a heartbreaking story behind this place that dates back to Japan's feudal era. Back in the Sengoku period, when the country was torn apart by warfare, the powerful Takeda clan ruled over this area with iron fists. To maintain their wealth and prestige, the Takeda clan set up a gold mine that drew people from far and wide, including the elegant Oiran courtesans who entertained the elite and influential members of society. Just like in all wars, things started to change when the Takeda clan suffered a defeat. Their enemies were determined to erase every trace of the clan's power and wealth, including anyone connected to them. There's a legend that tells of the Oiran, once living in luxury, falling victim to this violent removal. Local soldiers, wanting to keep the gold mine hidden, lured the women to a cliffside under pretenses of safety. In a cruel twist of events, they pushed the women to their deaths into the gorge below. The tragic mass death of the Oiran has sparked many ghost stories, with some believing their spirits still linger in the gorge. One enduring legend claims that on quiet nights, the voices of the Oiran can be heard echoing through the canyon as if seeking justice for their untimely deaths. Visitors who cross the modern suspension bridge that now spans the gorge have reported experiencing strange phenomena. Some feel overwhelming sadness as they reach the middle of the bridge, while others sense they are being watched or followed by no one in sight. On misty nights, shadowy figures have been spotted on the bridge or by the river below, disappearing as quickly as they appear. Another spooky tale is the dancing lights at Orin Bchi. Legend has it that flickering lights can be seen in the gorge at night as if carried by invisible hands. Locals also say the site is cursed, and disrespecting it could bring bad luck. Some even believe the spirits of the Oiran seek revenge on those who disturb their resting place. Would you be brave enough to cross the suspension bridge at Orin Bchi? Knowing the tragic history of the betrayed Oiran? Camp Hansen. Located up north in Okinawa, Camp Hansen stands tall as one of the biggest U.S. military bases on the island. It was established in the aftermath of World War II, a time when Okinawa played a vital role for U.S. forces in the Pacific. Even though the military presence is relatively recent, Okinawa has a long and tragic history of fierce battles long before the soldiers arrived. Countless lives were lost in the war, leaving a profound impact on the land and its people. With its close proximity to historical battlefields and the base itself being built on land with a dark past, many believe that the spirits of those lost in the conflict still linger in the area. Stories of strange occurrences and unsettling encounters have been shared by soldiers stationed at Camp Hansen, hinting that the past may well be alive and present around them. One of the spookiest ghost tales tied to Camp Hansen centers around Gate 3, a checkpoint known for its eerie sightings. The story goes that a lone Marine in full World War II gear often appears at the gate late at night, looking tired and confused as he asks for help finding his unit. But just as the guards try to assist, the Marine mysteriously vanishes into thin air, leaving everyone puzzled and a little spooked. This ghostly Marine has been seen by multiple guards, with many saying he looks so real that it's hard to tell he's a spirit until he disappears. Some believe he could be the ghost of a soldier who perished during the Battle of Okinawa, forever searching for his fellow soldiers. Camp Hansen has gained a spooky reputation as one of Japan's most haunted military bases. Soldiers have shared stories of hearing odd sounds like footsteps in empty corridors or whispers in unknown languages. Lights flicker out of nowhere, and objects seem to move on their own, making many wonder if they're truly alone at night. The creepiest encounters happen in the barracks, where some have felt a presence at the edge of their bed only to find nothing there. Nakagusuku Hotel ruins. Let me tell you about the beginnings of Nakagusuku Hotel back in the 1970s. A rich businessman wanted to create a lavish resort near the Nakagusuku Castle, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The setting was ideal, nestled in rich greenery with stunning views of the Okinawan coast and close to a famous landmark. The plan was for it to be a luxurious haven for both locals and tourists. However, right from the beginning, things didn't go as planned. Locals tried to warn the developer about building a hotel on the supposedly cursed land. They mentioned the area's sacred history, tied to ancient burial grounds and the nearby Nakagusuku Castle. Even with these warnings, construction continued. However, strange events began to occur on the site, with workers experiencing accidents, mysterious illnesses, and even seeing ghostly apparitions. Despite these occurrences, the owner was determined to prove the land wasn't cursed and decided to spend a night at the hotel. Legend has it that something sinister happened that night, prompting the owner to abandon the project and never return. Construction came to a halt, leaving the hotel in its unfinished state, gradually being reclaimed by nature. Today, the locals still stay away from the ruins out of respect for the spirits or fear of encountering them. Those brave enough to wander through the Nakagusuku Hotel ruins often feel a strong sense of unease from the moment they set foot on the property. The graffiti-covered walls and overgrown vegetation only enhance the spooky atmosphere. But it's what goes on inside the ruins that gives visitors the chills. Many have reported seeing shadowy figures flitting through the dark corridors or watching from a distance. Mysterious sounds like whispers, footsteps, and unseen movements are frequently heard. The sensation of being followed or watched is so intense that even when visitors are certain they are alone, they can't shake the feeling. One of the most famous tales revolves around the White Lady, a ghostly figure that supposedly roams the halls at night. It's stories like these that make the Nakagusuku Hotel ruins a place of both intrigue and caution for those who dare to explore them. SSS Curve. In a mountainous area of Japan lies the infamous SSS Curve, where the roads are steep and treacherous. Originally just a part of a mountain pass connecting towns, this curve quickly gained a reputation for the tragic accidents that occurred there. Cars would mysteriously lose control, leading to fatal crashes, or drivers would see strange figures, causing them to swerve unexpectedly. There's a spooky tale that has been passed down about the SS Curve, involving a mysterious woman in white. She can be seen hitchhiking or gazing into the distance by the roadside. People who stop to help her have reported that she disappears out of thin air, leaving them feeling unsettled. Those who drive past her often feel compelled to check their rearview mirror, only to catch a glimpse of her sitting in the back seat, staring back with empty eyes. Another eerie legend tells of ghostly screams heard just before reaching the curve. It is said that these cries are the echoes of those who met their end in accidents, warning drivers to be cautious. Some even claim to have felt an invisible force tugging at their steering wheel, dangerously steering their car towards the edge. The reason the SS Curve is so eerie is because of the many unexplained accidents that have happened there over the years. While officials have blamed things like bad roads, weather, and mistakes by drivers, some think there might be something supernatural going on. Hiroshima. Hiroshima used to be a lively city known for its industrial prowess and rich culture. However, everything changed on that summer day in 1945 when it became the first city to ever face the devastating impact of a nuclear weapon. In an instant, Hiroshima was turned into a desolate landscape, and more than 140,000 lives were lost, either immediately or due to the lingering effects of radiation. Today, Hiroshima has risen from the ashes, and its Peace Memorial Park serves as a poignant reminder of the horrors of war. The haunting atomic bomb dome, once a bustling industrial hall, now stands as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. While the city has embraced its role as a beacon of peace, some believe that the spirits of the past still linger on in Hiroshima. The massive loss and destruction in Hiroshima have sparked a multitude of ghostly tales. Locals and tourists alike believe that the city is haunted by restless spirits caught between worlds. One eerie legend tells of the rivers in Hiroshima. In the aftermath of the bombing, many victims, badly injured and burned, sought solace in the water. Sadly, some perished there, their bodies floating for days. Today, it is rumored that walking along the riverbanks at night, especially near the atomic bomb dome, may lead to hearing faint pleas for help or witnessing ghostly figures in the water. Some have even claimed to see shadowy apparitions wandering near the rivers as if still searching for peace. At Peace Memorial Park, there is a mysterious tale of a woman in a traditional Japanese kimono who is often spotted near the Children's Peace Monument. Visitors have recounted encountering her and feeling a sense of confusion, as if she is searching for someone or something. However, as soon as they try to approach her, she simply disappears into thin air, leaving behind a chilling presence in the air. Similarly, at the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum, some visitors have shared eerie experiences of hearing faint footsteps or feeling sudden cold drafts while exploring the exhibits, even when they are alone. Some have even claimed to catch glimpses of figures dressed in 1940s attire, seemingly reenacting their final moments in the museum. Mount Osori. Did you know that Mount Osori has a history that goes back over 1,000 years? Legend has it that in the 9th century, the Buddhist monk Enoen stumbled upon the mountain and believed it to be the gateway for souls to enter the afterlife. At the heart of Mount Osori sits Lake Osori, its waters a mysterious milky blue-green color thanks to the high sulfur levels. This acidic lake, surrounded by sharp rocks and sulfurous steam billowing from the ground, creates an eerie and ghostly ambience. Despite its intimidating appearance, Mount Osori is considered a sacred place where the living and the dead can connect and communicate. The stories and myths surrounding Mount Osori are just as spooky as the scenery itself. One popular tale is about Sanzu no Kawa, also known as the River of Three Crossings, a legendary river said to separate the living from the dead. In Buddhist beliefs, souls must traverse this river on their way to the afterlife, similar to the river Styx in Greek mythology. When visitors come to Mount Osori, they often leave offerings like toys, clothes, and coins by Lake Osori for the souls of children who passed away too soon, hoping to assist them in crossing over safely. Many people who have visited Mount Osori have reported feeling a strong presence of spirits, like icy chills, ghostly whispers, and sudden waves of sadness. Some even claim to hear the voices of children who couldn't make it across the river, carried by the wind. Others have seen eerie figures with no faces walking along the desolate shores, barely visible in the mist. Gridley Tunnel. Gridley Tunnel, named after U.S. Navy Rear Admiral Charles Vernon Gridley, is a reminder of the intense battle for Okinawa during World War II. The island saw one of the deadliest conflicts in the Pacific Theater, with both American and Japanese forces suffering heavy casualties. To defend their position, the Japanese military built a network of underground tunnels and caves, using them as command centers, shelters, and hiding spots. Over the years, many visitors and locals have shared spooky tales and ghostly encounters in and around Gridley Tunnel. From eerie sightings to unsettling sounds that reverberate through the tunnel at night, the stories are quite chilling. Some say that the tunnel is home to the spirits of soldiers who perished during the battle for Okinawa. Visitors have shared seeing shadowy figures coming and going from the tunnel, especially at dusk or early morning. These apparitions are often described as wearing worn-out military attire, their faces hidden and quietly wandering the area. Some believe these are the souls of Japanese soldiers, forever safeguarding the space, stuck in their final moments. Others have witnessed flickering lights within the tunnel, as if someone was carrying a lantern. Despite thorough searches, no explanation for the light can be found, leaving guests with a spooky feeling of being observed. Do you think you could muster up the courage to venture into Gridley Tunnel after the sun sets? Imagine navigating through the pitch blackness, hearing faint whispers, and being aware of the countless soldiers who once called this place home and met their fate here. Share your thoughts in the comments. And for our final haunted place, we have a haunted school to discover, but before that, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Also, subscribe to the channel if you like more haunted places to explore, and now let's continue. Round Schoolhouse. The Round Schoolhouse, which was built in 1926, was the main primary school for the kids in Bchi. Its unique circular design is quite rare in the world of educational architecture, making it truly stand out in terms of both style and function. The creators of this schoolhouse wanted to create an engaging and efficient learning space, with the circular layout allowing for better visibility and communication between students and teachers. Sadly, in 1990, the school had to close its doors due to a drop in enrollment and changes in the educational system. Since then, the Round Schoolhouse has become a source of fascination and mystery. The building was left abandoned, and its distinctive architecture, combined with its spooky reputation, has only fueled interest in the ghostly tales that surround it. The Round Schoolhouse has a spooky reputation because of the numerous ghostly encounters and strange occurrences reported by brave visitors who have explored its eerie halls. Local legends only add to the mysterious vibe surrounding this abandoned building. One tale tells of a tragic accident that supposedly took place in the school many years ago. According to the legend, a student or teacher met a terrible fate within the walls of the school, and their restless spirit may be behind some of the paranormal activity experienced by visitors. There's also a story about a cursed object or event connected to the Round Schoolhouse. Some locals believe that an item, like a piece of furniture or a book, brought bad luck or attracted malevolent spirits to the building. The specifics of this curse are uncertain, but many attribute it to the strange and ghostly happenings that occur in the school.